There would be a way to address it, a way to deal with it. And we talked about some of the ahkam of salah in general. And it is very important to know that entrance of the time is a condition in the validity of salah, facing the qibla, covering of the awrah, and so on. Also, we talked about the sujood and the qiyam in the salah and their importance and all of that. Not to abandon the salah, because it is the important pillar of the deen that differs between the Muslim and the non-Muslim, subhanallah. طبعا tahara also is a condition for the salah. The person has to be purified physically and spiritually, ritual purification. If the water is not there, a person has to do the tayammum. And if a person uses the bathroom, they have to clean themselves, so the istinja and so on. No. There are other ahkam in regards to the salah fiqh. We're not going to go in depth in those ahkam, but in relation also to that, there is masah al khufain, wiping on your shoes or leather socks, khuf, or the jawrab, like the socks that we wear as well. That's also relating to the salah, facing the qibla, the fard salah, and so on. Salawat, طبعا 5 salawat, 5 daily prayers. Always when you find in the books of fiqh, you will find that Salat al-Dhuhr comes first. Why? Anybody knows? And in the books of fiqh, whenever they talk about Zuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, then Fajr. Why is that? Anybody knows? No?
It's the center of the day.
Huh? Anybody knows why this classification comes there? Yalla ikhwan, I mentioned here in this masjid before, like a year ago. I know exactly that I mentioned it in this masjid before. You see, I told you talab al-ilm is not easy, right? I'm going to test you one day. Because this is the first salah that Jibreel alayhi salam taught Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It's Salat al-Dhuhr. He came to him in Dhuhr first. The hadith, there is the hadith saying that Jibreel alayhi salam came to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam at the time of Dhuhr, first salah, right? At the time of the Dhuhr, he came to him when the shade of everything is the same, and he told him, Ya Muhammad, هذا الظهر قم فصلي. This is Dhuhr, stand up, we'll pray. Okay? Then when the shade became double, he came to him and said, this is Asr, come pray, right? And then Maghrib, he came to him when the sunset, he told him, this is the Maghrib, come and pray. And then Isha, he told him, this is Isha, come pray. Then the Fajr, then he told him, this is the beginning of the Fajr, when the first thread prayed. Then the following day, he came to him at the end of the Dhuhr time. First day, he came at the beginning of the Dhuhr time, right? Second day, he came in the time that he came to Asr for him in the first day, right? And he told him, this is the Dhuhr, stand for prayer. And then he came to Asr a little bit after that. Then he said to him, Asr, pray. Then he came to him, Maghrib waqtan wahidan, hadith says. Came to him in the Maghrib, and they told him the same time, like Maghrib was the same time, the only salah that happened in the same time in both days. Prayed. And then Isha, he came to him closer to the midnight and told him Isha, prayed. Then he came to him Fajr another time. That's now day number 3, right? And he told them closer to the Ishraq, right? And they told him Fajr, right? Then he told them between every 2 prayer is the waqt of your salah. Right? So this is hadith, sahih. So that's why in the books of fiqh they explain they come with Salat al-Dhuhr first. Alright? So, yeah,
it must have happened right after Miraj.
No, sahih. Yeah, sah, you're right. Now, in the salah, there are arkan, pillars of salah, without which the salah is not correct. So if a person praying a rak'ah and they did not do ruku' and they went to sujood straight, all this rak'ah is void, has to be repeated. Okay? So if you're missing a rukn of the salah, means that rak'ah has to be repeated. There is nothing that makes it up. And then you have wajibat of the salah, wajib of the salah, like the middle tashahhud, for example. Middle tashahhud is a wajib. What is the difference between a rukn and a wajib? Rukn, as I said, nothing will make up for it. You have to do it. But the wajib, sajdat as-sahw can make up for it. So a person missing the middle tashahhud in Salat al-Maghrib, for example, or Salat al-Isha, or Salat al-Zuhr, or Salat al-Asr, then you remember that you did not do tashahhud. Or you stood up and then you remember when you stood up. طبعا the fuqaha will differ, you sit down again, or because you are now in the pillar, right? So you're not supposed to violate the pillar to go back again. You know, there are debates in that. But anyways, don't go down, right? So you stood up and continued. So at the end of the salah, you just make the 2 sajda sahw and your wajib is done. So this is the arkan, and there are wajibat of the salah, and then there are the sunan, the extra sunan. Now, so those are the arkan and all of that of the salah. طبعا for the salah, we cannot speak enough. Always we have to talk about the salah in our lives, and we do it 5 times a day. Subhanallah, 5 times a day. So the next pillar is the zakah. We talked about it last time, in general. And the zakah is from tazkiyah, purification. Allah Azza wa Jalla told the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the Quran, خذ من أموالهم صدقة تطهرهم وتزكيهم بها, to purify them and then clean them from inside. طهارة تطهرهم وتزكيهم بها. And giving it, and zakah is mentioned as sadaqah in the Quran. Sometimes sadaqah, as I said, mentioned to do the fard. Sometimes it is about the nafil, the extra charity. So the word sadaqah is a general word. And also the word sadaqah is from sidq, And the word sadaqah itself from the same root of sidq. That's why in the other hadith, Rasul said, was sadaqatu burhan. Sadaqatu burhan. Sadaqah is a proof of your iman, proof of your, freedom from greed and selfishness. It's proof. It proves that, and it proves you burhan also something to attest your good deeds, something to testify with you. I have a burhan, and I have a proof for what I did. Right? It was clear, it was sincere, and that's the proof. I am giving it out. So it's supposed to be I earned it. I have it. I'm like attached to it. But proof of my yaqeen, the proof of my love to Allah Azza wa Jal, is that I'm giving it out. That's a sidqi and sadaqah. And zakah is the cleansing part. So each one of the words give an aspect of that act of giving. So it's not about the $10 that you put in the hand of somebody. It's not about that. This is the result of the process. This is the result of what goes inside, right? This is how you see it outside. That's that part. Everybody's focused on that part, right? That I am taking from my money and I'm giving it to someone. But actually the word is not giving us that indication at all, right? The word is about you. I am being sadiq. I am making tazkiyah for myself. Allah Azza wa Jal is purifying me. So actually, who needs this? I do. I need to give it out. It's not that he or she needs to get it. It is me needing to give. So that's the whole state of mind, that's why people at the time of the zakah, they panic because I want to get it out, it's not like, let's give the zakat to these guys, the poor guys, they need. No, you actually need to get rid of that more than they need to receive it. More than they need to receive it. And subhanAllah, in the zakah, I always, most of my life, I was thinking about it from the perspective of someone in need and someone is able. Someone is able and someone is in need. So the able person gives the one in need to fulfill their need. That was my concept all my life until recently, and a few years ago. You give zakat, purifies you, you are sadiq, all of this good stuff, right? And then, but the whole concept of the zakah is to fix, right, the society by fulfilling the need of the needy. Is there anything wrong in this concept? No. Isn't that what it is all about? Actually, this is not what it's all about. Now, from a practical perspective, I'm not talking about the spiritual aspect. We talked about the spiritual aspect. Until I heard Shaykh Salah, Dr. Salah, one time give a lecture about zakah from, what is the perspective of zakah? Why zakah? Yani? What is the main function of zakah, or what is the impact of zakah that we should be looking at in the society? You see, this is the ulama, when they speak, it's like they put the things in its place for you. He said just one sentence. And I said, what? It's like that. He said, الزكاة لإغناء الفقير ليس لسد حاجته. شوف، صدقة لسد حاجته، بس الزكاة لإغناء الفقير. He said zakah to make the poor person not needy, rich, self-sufficient. It is not to give him the meal. This is the act of sadaqah. Act of sadaqah is to give someone $10 so they can go do what? Eat. But the zakah, they should be given zakah so they don't ask zakah next year. Again. So the whole point is that the zakah should be given to the the person who needs zakah, so they don't ask for zakah anymore. They're supposed to be giving zakah next time. You see the concept of zakah, it fixes the society. It is not like, someone who continues giving and someone who continues what? Yeah, because if that concept is there, zakah is a purification. It purifies both. It purifies the society from, that greed of money and that need and being liability on others. It purifies both. So one sentence like that makes you understand exactly what the miracles that the zakah can do if it is done right in a community. But we look short vision, we don't look long vision. Long vision. Somebody unemployed, somebody who have a problem, somebody who is that. The community come together, fix that. It's fixed this year. Khalas. One less person takes zakah, one extra person gives zakah. Once the community is taken care of, then they go out to the other community, and so on. Yeah, there are urgencies in the Muslim ummah, but you will never fulfill the whole urgency, regardless of what you do. So you have to prioritize whatever you have. Okay, so zakah li'ighnā' al-faqir, and that was a concept, subhanallah, it changes everything in your head. Because some people also takes the zakah as like what? As like, not for granted, as like that there's something like I deserve. It's my right. No, it's not about your right. The zakah is like, there is a situation that needs to be changed, and you're going to take zakah for that. But don't look in the long term like, okay, there are rich people and the zakah is coming, so I don't need to make any effort to change wherever I'm in, right? Yeah? So now I need to pay the rent, and this zakah is going to do that. So let me go focus on other things, to do, but the zakah will keep paying that rent for the next 2 years. That should not be the mentality of people dealing with the zakah issue. The zakah, in the time of the Sahaba and the Tabi'in and all that, it's not like they are eager to take, but it is something like an emergency. It's a situation that needs to be changed, and I will do my best to change it as soon as possible. Because I want to be the one who is giving, not the one who is taking. Alright? So taking it like that. So you have to look to it from this moral perspective. I know it's hard, especially when a person is in that situation, but no, yeah, it is your right. It is your right to take the zakah, and it is your duty to give the zakah if you are. So both works like that. But remember that aspect, to clean yourself, so you need to give it as soon as possible. And remember that aspect, you need to take it to finish your issue. So the main focus is finishing the issue. So it goes both ways. The one who is taking, it is not like a privilege. It is not like something that, okay, now it will continue. It's like an income, it's like a job or salary coming in. So let me not try to change that, because this is a secured thing, will continue for the next 2-3 years, right? It's not like that. Don't think about it like that. And from the giving perspective, you need to give more, so that finishes as well. So it goes both ways. Purification both ways, focus both ways, finish it as soon as possible both ways, make the person self-sufficient both ways. So it takes two to think the same way. Because if one side thinks that and the other side is not helping, then there's a problem. And if one side is giving a lot, but the other side is not taking it serious to get out of their situation, is a problem too. So it takes both. So it's very, very important, إخواني, يعني, and the zakah. And subhanallah, sadaqah in general, the concept of giving in general, it erases the sins. It erases what the sins, imagine a sin like a scar. And imagine a sin, every time a person does a sin, it's like a wound or a scratch, or based on how bad is the sin. Now sadaqah comes, it's like the cure. It's like you put that cream or something on it, few days, and subhanallah, it heals it, right? That's one way. The other way, imagine the sin as a fire. Imagine like you are walking and somebody comes with a lighter and they go on your clothes, like that. Now if you don't pay attention, the fire is going to, until it burns your skin. So sin is like that, okay? So Rasul ﷺ said, الصدقة تطفئ الخطيئة كما يطفئ الماء النار. Sadaqah will extinguish that fire of the sin like the water extinguishes fire. You see? So sin is like a fire. يعني. خطيئة, sin is like fire eating you. So when you give sadaqah, it's kind of like extinguishing, putting that down. Yeah, fire department with you all the time, right? So giving the sadaqah. Does the zakah get you closer to Allah? Giving the zakah? Of course. Exactly like salah. It's like what? Fasting. It's like hajj. Does it get you closer to Allah? Yeah. تقرب إلى الله عز وجل. الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم said in the hadith القدسي, Allah عز وجل says, وما تقرب إلي عبدي بشيء أحب إلي مما افترضته عليه. Nothing my servant gets closer to me with. تقرب إلي. تقرب means like you are giving a qurban to get closer. You know the word qurbani? What does that mean, qurban? قريب. You know قريب? قريب. You are قريب. This بعيد. You know بعيد. So you wanted to come close and you say, you put something in like a gift or something. That is the concept, right? So you want to talk to Allah, you used to give the qurban. You want to know that Allah accepts from you or not, they give what? Qurban, taqreeb. Yani you sacrifice something that you like, something that you love, in order to talk to Allah Azza wa Jalla. Alright? So when you do the salah, you want to get closer to Allah. When you do the zakah, you want to get closer to Allah. When you do siyam, what you do? Closer to Allah. So everything you do, taqarrab ila Allah. The mushrikeen in Surah Al-Zumar, for example, mushrikeen, they said we get closer to Allah by what? By worshipping the idols. ما نعبدهم إلا ليقربونا إلى الله زلفى. You see the concept here? We want to get closer to Allah through them. This is the whole concept of. So Allah Azza wa Jalla is saying, ما تقرب إلي عبدي. يعني my abd will not get closer to me or do the acts. There are no acts that gets my servant closer to me through worship, يعني, except what I made fard for him or her. So you want to get closer to Allah, do your fard properly. Do your fard on time. Do your fard for him. Clear? Do your fard for him, niyyah. Do your fard properly, that is the act, subhanallah. And do the fard properly, and do the fard on time. Do the fard for Allah, do it properly, how it is done, and do it on time. Don't delay. Don't delay the zakah when it is due. Don't delay the fasting. Don't delay the hajj if you are able. Don't delay the salah. Yeah? So don't delay, without delay. Intention for Allah, without delay, and done properly according to the rules. Okay? This is the best way. Not anything else. طيب. How you earn the love of Allah? Getting closer to the king, it doesn't mean that he will give you attention, right? So you get closer to the king. Now you've done something that now you are in the presence of the king or the president. Now, how you get them to take care of you? You do extra stuff. Okay? So, وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى. For Allah Azza wa Jalla, the greatest example. So you get closer to Allah by the salah, by the fasting, by all of this fard. It gets you closer to Allah. But then, how you get the love of Allah? وَمَا زَالَ عَبْدِي يَتَقَرَّبُ إِلَيَّ بِالنَّوَافِلِ حَتَّى أُحِبَّهُ. So the nafil will earn you the love of Allah. Fard will get you the closeness to Allah. The nafil will get you what? Now you understand the importance of nafil? So that's why we always emphasize it. Oh, is it a fard or a sunnah? Don't ask that question. Because one gets you closer to Allah and one gets you the love of Allah. So which one are you going to sacrifice? Bismillah, tell me. Which one are you going to sacrifice? Here you go. So whenever you're presenting it to someone, you said, you want to get closer to Allah? Yes. Are you sure? Alright. You want Allah to love you when you get close to Him? Yes. Are you sure? Yeah. Fard and nafil. So which one are you going to sacrifice now? Exactly. You see how you build the... That's how it is. That's how important it is. You know, this classification, fard, nafil, sunnah, it's more technical classifications. It's about who you are and what you need. You need Allah to love you or not? Yes or no? This is how important is nafil for you. That's how important is the sunnah. Do you love Rasulullah SAW or not? Really? You do? You do love Rasulullah SAW? Well, he prayed 2 rak'ah before Fajr. Are you doing that? He prays this before Zuhr and after Zuhr. He prays like this after Maghrib. He prays like this in the witr. He make the zikr like that after the salah. So, show me. Not show me, يعني من زيدون for me. I'm just saying, you know, just do it like, if you love him, sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sallam. But, man, this is the sunnah, come on. What does that mean? It means, you know, love of Rasulullah, yeah, it's alright, it's okay, you know, like, not that important. Astaghfirullah. I hope it reaches, yani, so this is very, very important. So the giving, if sadaqah in general extinguishes like that, so zakah does more, because it is fard, right? It's fard, zakah. It is takfir al-khataya, erasing of the sins. It has ihsan to the people, ihsan al-khalq. Because, you know, people now, they know that, you know, being rich does not mean you don't care about them. No, you do care about them. And so it opens the hearts, it makes the community stronger and love each other, subhanallah, and Allah loves you. Why? Because you are ihsan, muhsin, yani, you're giving and giving extra. وَأَحْسِنُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, أحسنوا, practice ihsan. Allah loves al-muhsinin. It takes away that feeling of abandonment from the heart of the poor, that we are abandoned because we're poor or this or that. SubhanAllah, sometimes a person feels they are abandoned in different ways, especially when someone becomes important or someone becomes in a position or someone becomes richer. Oh, ya am into bed, khalas, you know, now we are not going to look at us. People say that, those things. But they say it because it is a result of a feeling. You know, when we speak, it does not come from a vacuum. It doesn't come in a vacuum. There are feelings and emotions that lead to the statements that we make on each other. We don't accuse anybody's niyyah, my brothers. We don't accuse people's niyyah. But believe me, the niyyah shows all the time. It's not inviting us to say, oh, your niyyah is bad. You're not sure, because a person can deny and you're in trouble, right? Between them and Allah. But believe me, niyyah shows in the action. We are not judging, but it shows. See, you have to understand that. Say, oh, don't judge, you don't know the niyyah. Yeah, I don't know the niyyah, but the action is. Allah Azza wa Jalla telling Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَلَوْ نَشَاءُ لَأَرَيْنَاكَهُمْ فَلَعَرَفْتَهُمْ بِسِيمَاهُمْ وَلَتَعْرِفَنَّهُمْ فِي لَحْنِ الْقَوْلِ. You see, Allah is talking about the niyyah part, nifaq, yani, hypocrisy. Right? Allah Azza wa Jalla said, if we wanted, we would have shown them to you, and then you will realize, because you will know from their speech and you will know from the way they act, the way you will know they are munafiqeen or not. But nifaq is in the heart, right? But Allah telling Rasulullah, you will know them through the speech and through the action. What does that mean? It shows. But you cannot say. You see, you cannot say it shows. The acts of hypocrisy shows. But you cannot tell a person you are a munafiq. And you cannot tell him you have a characteristic of munafiq. That's neither. But how you advise your Muslim brother? You tell him, akhsha alayka. Akhsha alayka. Wallahi brother, I love you and I'm afraid that there is something coming into you. So be careful, right? like that. And subhanallah, the characteristic of munafiqeen, for example, in the Quran, very clear, right? But don't jump, because you might find someone made something. But munafiq is persistent. You will find the pattern or the act always there. That's one. Okay? And you will find also one of the current contemporary manifestations of hypocrisy, which is more than ever, it's before and also. Projection. Projection. You know what projection means? You know projector is projector. What does it do, the projector? There is something here, and it shows it in a bigger out. That's called projection, right? Now, how projection in our traits as human beings? Something that I have, but I project it on everybody else. You see that? So that's, everybody else is like a screen. But I have a disease here, so I make sure that it is seen in everybody, but not me. So everybody looking where? When the projector works. Everybody looking where? But nobody looks at the projector. Right? The light's coming and everybody, oh, look at the screen. How many times you go and you keep looking at the projector? Nobody looks at the projector, right? Everybody looks where? So when somebody have a disease in their heart, and if they don't speak, everybody will say, be careful, man. So now what they're going to do? Oh, everybody lies. Look at this person. Look at that person. Like this, all the time, right? So always showing the defects of people. So whenever you talk to the person, what he or she will be doing? Talking about the defects of everybody else. So you start looking here, and looking there, and looking there, but you don't look at them. Now, if you look carefully, you will find every single time they accuse somebody, it is in them, and you can prove it. And you can prove it. So they say, oh, they do this, or do this, or do this. And then you'll find that they are doing exactly the same. Or worse. Or what? Worse. So they are doing something, but you'll find worse. Example. Someone will always say, you know, you are not keeping up your word. You are not doing this. And this person doesn't keep his word. And I talk to this person doesn't keep the word. And I talk to that person keep the word. And then they will start going to the person by person, okay, and defaming that person or that group. So what is happening here? What is happening? You appearing that you are, or that person appearing that he is following the sunnah, trying to fix that person who's not keeping the promise. Yes? But doing namima all around. Right? To bring that person down. So what are you doing now? Fixing a house, but destroying the town. بنى قصرا وهدم مصرا. عارفين كده بنى قصرا وهدم مصرا. تبني قصرا وتهدم مصرا. مصر يعني town يعني, right? Not Misri, Egypt يعني, right? مصر means town. A town, a good nice town, civilized town. So someone wants to build a castle in the middle of the town, right? And the bulldozers are huge. So to get to the castle, what he's going to do? Destroy everything else. So that's a characteristic. So it's very, very important. A person who knows حكمة, subhanallah, is amazing. والله يا أخوان. يؤتي الحكمة من يشاء ومن يؤتى الحكمة فقد أوتي خيرا كثيرا. So it can be given lots of wisdom. I give you the story one time that of the person, in Ramadan. I was attending that masjid. Dr. Salah was sitting giving the lecture, and then this person comes in the masjid. The Taraweeh, after Taraweeh, certain masajid have tea and coffee at the end, you relax a little bit. It's very nice, I like that atmosphere, like, you pray, Isha, you go drink some tea, it's good, come pray 2 rak'ah. Alhamdulillah, there is no pressure. It's supposed to be like easy and nice and good. You don't distract, you don't judge people, like this. So the masjid, since it was the older masjid, it was kind of small. So in the same prayer hall, at the end of it, they have the tea and that. And sometimes the noise comes out, things like this. So anyway, one person is standing there and drinking tea and talking to his brother. So this man comes, now there is a break between 4 rak'ah. right? So the break, and the Shaykh is giving khatira, sitting and talking, giving khatira. People sitting there, so it's not a salah time. So normally people who are drinking the tea, they talk, like that. So that person comes in and says, why you are like, and you are drinking while you are standing, huh? You're drinking while you are standing, and this is not the sunnah of Rasulullah SAW. Right, ya Shaykh? Right? Just like that. Just telling you like this. So the Shaykh stopped and he smiled and he did not say right or wrong. Right? Then the Shaykh continued the dars. So the man anyways sat. He came, sat down. So the Shaykh, after he finished, he made the comment. He said, Wallahi, I thank you for having this kind of great feeling, الحماسة يعني والحب والjealousy for the deen and the sunnah and all that. So appreciate it, and I appreciate it for the brother who came in. See, the adab of the Shaykh is to appreciate first, right, before criticizing. But you defend the sunnah of Rasulullah SAW and you violated 2-3 sunnahs already, right? So you enter the masjid, you're supposed to pray Tahiyyat al-Masjid before you talk to anybody. You did not pray Tahiyyat al-Masjid and actually sat down. No Tahiyyat al-Masjid. So that's one sunnah gone. Right? Second sunnah, Amr Ma'ruf and Nahy al-Munkar is having conditions, right? Okay, now you violated also because the Shaykh is sitting. That means you are telling him he's looking at this and he's not doing his job, right? So that's a problem, right? The third, it's okay to drink while you are standing. There is nothing wrong. Rasulullah ﷺ drank from Zamzam while he's standing. So now what are you going to do now? You are doing a sunnah, but you're violating 3-4 sunnahs, right? So that's the concept I'm trying to say in a good way, right? Now this is a Muslim, not a munafiq. It's a good person, out of goodness, but they chose the wrong way. Okay, so that's one. Now if this becomes a pattern, and that always bringing the defects of others, humiliating others, and doing that, then we are afraid that this can lead to hypocrisy. Wal-'iyadhu billah. Another one, the hypocrisy, since we diverted to that a little bit, is ladat fil khusuma. Ladat fil khusuma, yani when a person disagrees, they destroy. Destroy is not physically, yani go MMA on them, right? It's not like that. But destroy morally too. When you disagree with someone, you wipe them out from the map, or you make sure that they are wiped from the map, or make sure that everybody hates them like you do. Then you have a khasla, bad khasla. Rasulullah ﷺ said 4 of them, if they are in one person, he is a pure munafiq, wal-'iyadhu billah. And if he has one of them, he has one characteristic of hypocrisy until he or she abandons it. 4 من كن فيه كان منافقا خالصا ومن كانت فيه خصلة منهن كانت فيه خصلة النفاق حتى يدعها, until he abandons it. إذا اؤتمن خان, when they are given a trust, they betray it. وإذا حدث كذب, and when they speak, they lie. وإذا عاهد غدر, and whenever they give a covenant, they will break the covenant and betray. وإذا خاصم فجر, and whenever they disagree, فجر. فجر, فجور, تفجير means explosion, right? تفجير. فجر means like burst out, goes out of all the known norms. وإذا خاصم فجر. So you find the same pattern every time that person disagrees with someone, that person becomes like the devil. You disagree with me, you're done. That's it. Astaghfirullah, it's like acting God here, right? There is. I disagree with you. It doesn't mean you're bad and I'm good. It doesn't mean that. I just disagreed with you. Okay? Maybe you're bad and I'm good. Maybe I'm bad and you're good. So maybe. So just give a chance there that we might be wrong, subhanallah. But no, it's like that. And every time that name is the bad guy. يا أخي لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. Rasul عليه الصلاة والسلام have hope in Abu Jahl to become Muslim. شوف until where he have hope in them. While he in the battle of Badr, after they died, he was not going there gloating, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, didn't I tell you? You see, it's not like he's happy about it. He's very, very sad that someone went to hellfire while he could have saved himself. Okay? So when we're dealing with each other, it's very, very important. SubhanAllah, the zakah keep bringing this thing, because zakah purifies us, right? So we're supposed to have that. One of the bad effects of not giving zakah, you know what? Rain doesn't come. Rain, drought and all those things is the result of no charity. وما منع قوم زكاة أموالهم إلا حرموا القطر من السماء ولولا البهائم لم يمطروا. شوف, dangerous والله. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sallam, he said, no people who withhold their zakah, not giving it, except Allah will withhold the rain, and if it is not for animals, there will be no rain. So this rain is coming just for the animals. Not for these people because they don't deserve it. Allahu Akbar. You see, the rahmah of Allah comes because you have rahmah to others. ارحموا من في الأرض يرحمكم في السماء. الراحمون يرحمهم من الرحمن. So you have rahmah to people, you get the rahmah of Allah. You are generous with people, you get the generosity of Allah. You forgive people, you get the forgiveness of هكذا. That's how we deal with Rabb al-Alameen. You need him. So see who's needy and do it. That's why when you understand that concept, sometimes the money is tight with you. You should give sadaqah at that time. What? I just told you, Shaykh, that money is tight. When I have $100, I'm going to give 10. But what if you have $10? You give what? You see that? Yeah, why not? So the problem is when the money decreases, you don't want to give. No, you actually want to give when it is like that. خير الصدقة وأنت شحيح صحيح تخشى الفقر وتطلب الغنى. Rasul ﷺ said the best of sadaqah is when you are healthy and when you are like covetous of, you want to keep the money. And you are afraid of poverty and you want wealth. That is when you give, because you overcome your own and you have a trust in Allah Azza wa Jal. Ya Allah, you know what's going on, and I'm still giving for your sake. Allah Azza wa Jal, lasta akram min Allah. You are not more generous than Rabb al-Alameen subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also zakah helps people to get over their debts. Among the categories to receive zakah are the ones who are what? In debt. Diyun. There are two types of the debt. The debt that it comes monthly, so you are at convenience here. You have no issues. The issue for you is like when the debt is due, the monthly payment is due, and you are giving it. Alhamdulillah, it's fine. So don't say, I have a debt of $100,000 for the house, and I have a debt for this, for the car. Yeah, it's a debt, but it's not that kind of debt that is pressing that you deserve zakah for it. Yeah. Right? And you can go to Hajj, you can do everything as long as the owner of the debt is all right. So you can actually be having some cash. Okay, but the agreement is I'm only obligated to pay that monthly on its time, right? So that is the pressing aspect. Okay, that's why if someone is not able to, and he's going to default 1 or 2 months, you give him zakat to pay that part. Okay, not somebody who have like $500,000 house, and he goes, please, community, give me the zakat so I can pay my $500,000 house because I'm in debt. It does not work like that. And the credit card, and mashallah, the sister is going Macy's and all that thing, and they said, I have $20,000 credit card, zakah. Why all those perfumes and all this jewelry and stuff, right? So that's not the kind of debt we're talking about here. No, the debt is like the pressing part that you are not able to pay, whether it is 1 payment, 2 payment, or the whole debt. It depends what is due, right? And it is pressing on you. So the debt, subhanallah, like there is a statement, I forgot who said the statement from the Sahaba or the Tabi'in, but anyways, there is a statement there, says, الدين هم بالليل ومذلة بالنهار. الدين هم بالليل ومذلة بالنهار. So the debt is like worry, you are worried at night, and you are humiliated during the day. Humiliation during the day, because you don't want that person to keep reminding you that you owe them something. So during the day it's humiliating, and during the night you are worried how I'm going to pay it, how I'm going to do this, worried. So dain is not a good thing, subhanallah. And dayn should be the last thing that you should think about to extend your hand to get from people. Okay? It's not a privilege. Some people, they take taking a loan as like something like privilege, advantage. This take a loan. It's not like something cool to do. It's like something really, really, and that's why loaning money to people, in the classification of Islam, it is not a business transaction. It's not. Giving loan to someone is not in the business transaction. It is in the Bab al-Qurubat. It is in the help transaction. And that's why you don't make money out of your loans. Giving a loan to people, you don't make money. Because it's not a business transaction. That's why it's not in the fiqh. You don't find it like in bay' wal-shira' wal-rahn. You don't find giving a loan. It's not there in the business transaction section. It is in the forgiveness and help of each other, akhlaq section. It is more in that section of morals, not in the section of business transaction. You see the concept of Islam? So we're giving somebody a loan. It is not an issue of I need to benefit from it. No, giving someone money to invest for you, to become partner. That is what Islam wants. Like someone in need, you know what, you are good, you don't have that, and I have the money, I'll give you the money, we become partners and invest. Right? But if you want to give them the money with no attachment, قرض حسن هذا. So you are not expecting what? Any return. So even after 10 years, he give you the same money back and the inflation rate goes, this is not the issue here. Issue is that you are giving the loan, قرض حسن. Oh, please bring it whenever you want. After 20 years, he give it to you, the money doesn't worth anything. But that's not the point. Because you give a loan, right? Qard Hasan is not to benefit from it. Now you want to benefit from your money, there is sharika, murabaha, mudaraba, there are other things to do. You might lose the money, you might become a millionaire, that's kullu fi ilmi Allah Azza wa Jal. So I hope this concept is very, very clear. Also zakah saves the person from the adhab of Allah for holding the money and piling the money without, helping the community. So that's why that portion becomes fard to give out. It saves you actually. It saves you. It's not the whole point is not to extract money from you. No, actually this is good. It is like, you're paying it, so the rest of the money is protected. Morally and physically and all of that. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, he says, ما من صاحب ذهب ولا فضة لا يؤدي منها حقها. And nobody who is the owner of gold and silver means money, currency was gold and silver, right? No money that person have. لا يؤدي منها حقها, he's not giving the right, the zakah. إلا إذا كان يوم القيامة. In يوم القيامة, what is going to happen to him? صفحت له صفائح من نار. والعياذ بالله. So it will be heated in the fire, like sheets of metal from this gold and silver, sheets, and it will be done in the fire. فأحمي عليها في نار جهنم. It will be put in the fire until it becomes red hot. فيكوى بها جنبه, so it will be like burned in his side. وجبينه وظهره, and his كلما بردت, whenever it cools down, أعيدت في يوم كان مقداره 50,000 سنة. That's for the waiting period, 50,000 year waiting period, right? Will be done like this over and over حتى يقضي الله بين العباد, until the judgment finishes. That is their adhab temporary until the judgment finishes among the people. فيرى سبيله, then Allah Azza wa Jal will decide إما إلى محبة الله لا أستغفر الله, ويرى سبيله إما إلى الجنة وإما إلى النار, إما إلى الجنة وإما إلى النار. So can be that's enough. خلاص, you done your duty, you done your what they call it, term, you done your term, and then go to Jannah, or they will go to hellfire for other things. Allahu Akbar. See the adhab of the people who don't give the zakah. While everybody is waiting for the hisab, they are being punished like that. وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. Until we'll see now what is going to happen. So this is very, very important. Allahu Akbar. Inshallah, this is about the zakah. So hopefully inshallah Rabbil Alameen we continue, if Allah give us life, next time with this beautiful hadith. As I said, it will take some time from us, inshallah, but it's very important. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among those who believe in Him subhanahu wa ta'ala, who give the haqq of the shahada, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah ashhadu anna Rasulullah, who keep their salah and their prayers, who give their zakah, who take care of the community. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.